What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this POV review by Auto. My name is Max, and today you join me in the Arctic Circle in Finland near Levi. And this is the Porsche Ice Experience at the Arctic Center. So we've got a beautiful cabin over here, which is kind of our home for the day. We've got a couple support cars over there, a couple of four-wheel drive Taycans with spikes as well. So this morning we started with a beautiful sunrise, and we are here for the introduction of the new four-wheel drive Taycan 4. Today I'm going to show you around it. We'll do a quick walk around because we've already covered the new facelifted Taycan. So we've got new front bumper, new headlights, new rear lights, stuff like that, new rear bumper. And the most important thing, and the thing that they focused on, is of course the technology and the range and stuff like that. So we've got up to 643 kilometers of range with the Performance Battery Plus. We've got up to 435 horsepower, going to all four wheels, 610 newton meters of torque. We've got better preconditioning and heating of the battery, so the battery temperature stays higher, which means that the optimal charging temperature is reached much more quickly, and that means that you don't have to precondition the battery for as long when you go to a charging station. So that means that for a bigger portion of the time you have the optimal charging circumstances. So that means, long story, but what I'm getting at is that they've improved basically the flexibility of the car, and that has always been one of my biggest issues with electric cars, the fact that you cannot use it the way you want. But by improving the range and the charging speed, you make it a much more flexible car and a much more enjoyable experience. So we also have the Porsche lettering, of course, underneath all the snow. It's a handsome car. I still think it is a handsome car. It's been handsome since they introduced it. So let's have a look inside, because it is hella cold out here. Obviously it's -10, which apparently is a little bit warmer than usual for this time of year. But in here, you've seen this before, they haven't really changed that much on the inside, but the charging capabilities are pretty impressive. So as you can see, battery temperature is at 17 degrees. We have a battery of 75%. The range is really low because it's -10, and we've been like hooning around all day, so that's not realistic. But 320 kilowatts of peak charging is available, and they have broadened the scope of that charging. So that is basically what they wanted to do. They wanted to make sure that the optimal charging happens more often by widening that scope. So because they have a new heat pump, the battery heats up quickly, and that means that you can charge quickly more of the time. And that is something that really improves the usability of the car. So you can go from 10 to 80% in 18 minutes, which is really quick. We had lunch today at the cabin, and they just charged up the car, and when we came back it was at like 95% again. And that is what you want this car to be. You want it to be easy, you want it to be quick, you don't want to worry too much about, you know, the battery and about the range and stuff like that. You just want it to be nice and easy. So we're at the Arctic Center. Today we are on Michelin Pilot Alpine 5 tires, which have been developed together with Michelin for this car to experience these winter tires in these conditions. Now they are very, very impressive, but we have a couple of things over here. On the left is the handling track. You can see some footage of me messing up right there. It is super slippery out there. We've got some circles over there, but first we're going to hit the slalom here on the left, where we're going to be able to enjoy this car a little bit. So I'll show you a couple of things with this car. Number one is that it's super easy to do this, of course, but because you have four-wheel drive, you can recover from the most insane angles. Look at that. Just hit the throttle a little bit like that. I'm at like 90 degrees, and I can get out of that so easily just by hitting the throttle. But also you have enough power and torque, because it's electric, of course, which is instantaneously available, that if I just give it some throttle, you can sustain these massive slides so easily. and because you have that four-wheel drive system, it's so easy to look at that. That is insane. I'm not even supposed to be able to recover from that. That is so stupid. Yeah, so that is it all works really well. Also the way the power is distributed, you can just control this car with the throttle so easily, or with the pedal, the acceleration pedal. Yeah, that is really a lot of fun, and I think that is also the main thing of bringing us here with this car on these tires. It's quite challenging. You do have to manage the grip. But it's also a lot of fun. Look at that. That is so cool. Get the momentum going. Keep it going. Awesome. So, as I said, they also improved the cold weather performance and the cold weather range and stuff like that by installing a new heat pump, but also by improving the efficiency of the drivetrain. It takes away a lot of the annoyance of electric car driving when you just know for a fact that, you know, you can just plug it in and when you come back you have a full battery again. It takes away a lot of the, at least for me, the things that I don't like about electric driving. Is just the uncertainty and the waiting, and that is something that they've really tried to improve with this facelift. So we're at the Arctic Test Center. Let me just give you guys a quick tour. That's where the cabin is, where we're staying. So you have this super nice cabin with where the food is and stuff like that. And then we've got the paddock over here. So left side we just did the slalom, and then on the right side here we've got two big circles. I'll show you those as well quickly, because it's very slippery. So I'll just do a quick lap around here. The left one is in better condition at the moment. So you've got a big skid pad basically, and this is here just to, you know, to get you sort of warmed up for the handling track, which is on the other side of the center. But as you can see, this is just, it's so slippery. It's pretty ridiculous. So earlier on we were able to do some big like skids over here because it was a bit more covered in snow. But now, yeah, you can still do this kind of stuff, which is also pretty fun. Everything happens in slow motion, so it is a pretty good way to sort of get used to driving on ice. You can also go here. So you can also just flick it in, give it some throttle, turn the car around, and then you can basically maintain this slide for as long as you're able to concentrate. Look at that. That is a negative angle. That is ridiculous. In so many other cars you would be just completely gone. You would be lost. But with this, also because it's electric and because you have instant power on all four wheels, it makes it so easy and quite a lot of fun. So I think the main thing I'm taking away from this experience, apart from the fact that, you know, this is just a lot of fun to do, it is that they've just improved this car by so much, and I'm just happy to hear that they also care about these things, right? So it's not just me. They also felt like some things had to be improved, and they've done that with this generation of Taycan. Also, the regular 4, the entry-level 4, was not previously available with the pre-facelift Taycan as a sedan, so it was only available as a Cross Turismo. So now you have this new Taycan 4 sedan, 643 kilometers of range, 10 to 80% in 18 minutes. Amazing 4-wheel drive system. It's got plenty of power, so a really nice car. And you don't need that much power when you're on ice or snow. It just puts so much focus on the way the car handles and the way the car moves around that you don't need power. This is already so much power, right? So we also did a taxi lap in the Turbo GT yesterday with spikes, which was also a lot of fun. But you just notice that they use like such a small percentage of the throttle actually to go around that handling track, while we with the Taycan 4 are able to use a little bit more. Yeah, because you just don't need that much power to have fun. But it's an amazing experience to drive here. I mean, look at these views. It is just outrageous. I love being here in the Arctic Circle. Thank you, Porsche, for having us. Really enjoyed it. I was here last year as well, and it's such a special place. I absolutely love it. With the sunrise this morning at like 10 AM, it's now 2:20 and the sun is already starting to set. And it is a really good way to experience this car, because every little detail is enlarged when you drive on ice, and this is just such a great car to drive. The power steering, just the intuitiveness of the handling of this car on ice is something special, and I really love that, you know, we get to do stuff like this, because it's just so special and it's so different than our normal stuff. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. You can subscribe by clicking the big button in the middle. You can also check out this video, this playlist, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye.